know what I was thinking about is
What?
step 1. I mean, it's not feasible right now, but step 1, get a house.
Tough.
Step 2, have a room to record in.
Oh.
Step 3, have a classroom-sized whiteboard so we
Oh.
can map out all of our episodes.
Oh, that's nice.
But here's
Yeah.
the catch. Above the whiteboard, it's like one of those old style maps, but instead of a map, it's like a rug. So it like magnetizes to the bottom of the whiteboard. So that
Mm-hmm.
way we have just a huge sound dampening
Oh,
panel
look
when we're
at
not
her.
using it.
Look at her.
I'm smart. Now give me money.
I wish.
Hey, the ring the bell thing worked. I got a
It
good
works.
fucking tip today.
Why don't you talk about that real quick?
Won't you ring my bell? Ring my bell. Apparently, on Witch Talk, people are saying, okay, huge caveat here.
Don't caveat me.
Well, I'm just saying, you got to believe in some woo-woo to get behind this, but I
Everyone
love it.
believes in woo-woo in one way or another.
A little bit, I hope so. But apparently, according to Witch Talk, the song Ring My Bell has a quote-unquote abundance frequency. So a lot of people have started like listening to it on a daily basis
Yeah.
and dancing to it.
Yeah.
And it's making them not only happier, but wealthier. And I'll just say, I listened to that song yesterday and today, and I made more money than average. So I don't know what that means.
So it works, baby.
It works.
That means we're gonna listen to it when this is done, and we're gonna dance with the little buddy boy. And it's a great song, and it's disco, and disco's amazing.
Also, it has probably like besides the sound of your voice, Buddy's voice, and like I don't know, maybe a few other things. But it's like easily top 10 favorite sounds. Is that?
Mm-hmm.
I love
It's
it.
great.
It makes me so happy.
Whoever's choice that was, whoever was on the Beal button, they was killing it.
It's a perfect sound, and I love it
is
so
a perfect
much.
sound. It's a beautiful sound. It's amazing to hear. And dare I say, at the end of this episode, we'll have another beautiful sound.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Setting us up.
That's right. He's good at transitions. Only when he's recording.
Yeah, in an everyday conversation, less so. You go. What was I saying?
Because in everyday conversation, I'm like, ooh, that man's unconfident.
Yep, and in everyday conversations, you don't have notes in front of you, so maybe you should start doing that.
That's an interesting take there, colleague of mine. Let me flip through my notebook.
It's a notebook. I was just imagining like a fat stack of flashcards. Yeah.
Oh god. Oh god. Well, they better have a binder clip or whatever, otherwise I'm spilling that shit.
Well, yeah, no, they're hole punched and highlighted. What?
Laminated?
Oh, duh. You
you
look at me and you think she doesn't laminate
the
her
first
note
one
cards?
says, question, ask them how they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
If they say yes, continue with this. If they say no, just run away from the conversation.
You need a
But yes or no, those are not answers to that question. This is already going off the rails.
He needs my help, and I will help you at a later time with this.
Focus on how to speak about things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because people just, speaking to people IRL, it's like, they just, people produce such, you never know what they're going to say.
Never.
And then it's like, and sometimes I'm just like, they'll say something and I'm like, I don't want to be in this conversation anymore, but now I got to bullshit.
I want to leave.
And be like, oh God, what can I say to like not further this conversation, but also not like pull the emergency like ripcord of like eject. Because I also have to, I can't just be like, all right, well, I'm fucking done with this. And then leave. Because you kind of got to, with people, especially people you work with, you kind of at least me, guy who cares about other people.
For some reason.
I don't want to be like a jerk.
Mm.
I don't know if it's more so. I mean, obviously, I care about people. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I guess I want people to like me.
How selfish
so
of
I
you.
don't want. I know, what a piece of shit. Stupid man.
This man wants to be liked.
Oh no. New worst man just dropped. Guy who wants to be liked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, welcome to the Sho-Dependent podcast. We back in it. What up? What it is?
Mm-hmm.
And what it do?
What it do?
We're back in it. We're back in it today. I'll tell you that much. We're returning to something
Mm-hmm.
that's both similar and new.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. It's like a video game that just got patch notes. It just got
Mm-hmm.
some DLC.
As one
Some
of
new things
my
just happened.
my other grandpa always says, same only different. He says
Mm.
that all the time.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate for this, I think.
It is. It is. But the voice you're hearing right now, this Eddie, y'all already know it. Y'all already know what to do. Sit down, have a listen.
They don't have to sit.
Get nice and relaxed. I mean, I guess, but if you're standing, you better, I don't know.
They can walk around.
I don't know. I mean, you can, certainly. That's fine. But also, I suppose I'm picturing what way is Sho-Dependent best consumed?
I don't know.
I like to picture everyone sitting down. They got their listening device in front of them,
Uh-huh.
pen and paper in hand,
They're taking
ready to
notes?
just,
Wow.
take in this information.
You are expecting a lot from our audience.
Annotation,
Annotating.
maybe timestamps. Ooh, Eddie was very funny at that point.
Oh.
Oh,
And again, we're back to him needing to be liked.
Eddie made me crack up at 22:35.
Oh my
A good one.
God.
Was that Buddy? Was that Buddy at 50:31?
I heard a
Could
jingle.
have been.
Was it
Maybe?
him?
Question mark. I'll email him about this later.
When are we going to get to the timestamp where you introduce me?
That timestamp's right now, whatever time it is now,
Cool.
which is going to be different after we edit this.
Mm-hmm.
My lovely co-host.
Hello.
My beautiful, gorgeous, amazing other half.
Wow.
She's whatever name she says, picture the words "fix it" in front of it.
Yep.
Because that's who she is.
I'm Kayla. I'm Fix It Kayla. I've been repairing this dump we call home.
As we've said, IRL, y'all weren't there for these because we don't live stream our lives 24/7.
Thank God for that.
Unless you're interested in that.
No, please. I will not participate.
You can give me money.
That's way too invasive.
But it's funny because when Kayla's the construction worker in this home.
I am.
And
Give me a hard hat.
whenever something needs a fixing, I always picture her with a hard hat on, and she just goes to work.
Hard hat and a hammer, and I'm ready for business.
And
I do a great job.
You do.
I haven't, knock on wood, I haven't broken anything yet, so
Better be careful over there.
I'm trying. Sorry. Anyway, Buddy's here too.
Buddy's here. He's on a rug on a bench, which is similar to a rug on a floor, except it's higher
up. Thanks for explaining that, hun.
I don't know. It's very important to Buddy. He seemed to be like.
He likes being
I got
elevated.
the feeling that he was like, "Oh shit."
He said, "Ooh, this is different.
Damn.
This is nice."
I love you, sweet boy.
Love you, bud. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Gorgeous. Today, what are we doing?
Today we are going to be doing our part 2 or part 2.
That's it.
I don't know how to say part in French. Maybe it was that. Of our series on The Little Prince. But today we're going to be covering the film, not
yes.
the book.
When you see The Little Prince in your head, or when you're writing it down on your notes, make sure you put a parenthetical 2015 next to it because, yes, this film came out in 2015. It is an English language, but French-Italian animated film.
Okay.
Directed by Mark Osborne.
And Mark, you slayed. I'll just
great.
say it out the
You
gate.
did great. Everyone did great. Everyone did great on this. We'll let you know that right off the bat.
And it is, of course, based on the 1943 novella that we covered last episode, which is The Little Prince by Antoine Saint-Exupéry.
Antoine
de Saint-Exupéry. You say
Exupéry.
Exupéry.
I believe that's how
I don't
heard
know.
it.
I'm not French.
And this is actually the first time The Little Prince was adapted to a full-length feature film.
Wow. Exciting stuff.
I didn't look into it, Buddy, and I should have had.
I was like, did they have an animated short?
Should have had, but they've had so many things.
Oh, okay.
This has been like on stage, and it's been like TV shows and like musical, and so there's so many little things that have happened with The Little Prince. But I was just curious, it's like, why is it called a feature film? And maybe one day we'll have the answer, but it won't be today.
Not today, apparently. Apparently, we're not going to invest or enlighten our audience today. Not about that, anyway.
Yeah, so in your notebooks, write down feature film, ? Why? 2 question marks. Then look that up for us, and then
leave us a
you
comment.
can give us the answer or
Shoot us
not.
an email.
Whatever.
Oh. Anyway, let's get to it. It's a meet cute baby. It's how we met this thing. Meow.
Hey, come and play with me.
I cannot play with you. I'm not tamed.
We watched this together.
We did. This is another thing that we both met together.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, we meet cute and juntos. Write down juntos means together in Spanish.
In Spanish. It's spelled Juntos.
There you go. Good job.
Thank you. I took like 6 years of Spanish and I barely remember anything.
Español. Yep, this came out in July 2015, so we more than likely saw it sometime during 2016.
Yeah.
After we read the book together, which we talked about. How romantic. How sweet it was.
How romantic.
You know what? We're cute.
We are cute.
We do cute things.
We read books to each other. Sometimes we wear matching outfits.
This is true.
I don't know. We're just cute. Those are the only 2 examples I can think of right now.
That's it, you know? But that's enough to be pretty cute.
I think so.
However, this again was very early in our relationship, but we were both excited for it. Kayla clearly remembers it being super cute.
Oh, yeah.
And I was very excited to see the visuals of the book coming to life.
I love animated films, so anytime I get the opportunity to see like a story told through I view it as a more artistic expression in a lot of ways. Because you're not limited to the abilities of a human body.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm going to introduce this idea, and maybe we can talk about it at some point later in time when we talk more about a book.
Mm-hmm.
I consider myself a pretty creative guy.
I think so.
And I'm able to come up with like ideas for episodes and like wacky situations and bits and stuff. But I feel like something that I've never really been good at is when I read books, and you know how people are like, oh, I pictured this character being this or that.
Yeah.
I feel like most of the time I'm just like, I don't really picture anything.
Wow.
Just picture words on a page.
You see words in your head?
No.
So what do you see?
I don't know. I guess I see more like shadow figures just going from room to room.
That's scary.
So the point I'm trying to make is,
Jesus.
For me, I always love when books are adapted into things, especially if it's good, because I'm then able to be like, that's what this character looks like.
So that's why you're such a huge fan of Heated Rivalry. You can't imagine the good stuff in your brain.
Yeah.
You need to see it on the screen. Good for you. Happy for you for that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. You know what? People are gifted in different ways.
Absolutely.
And I'm not gifted in that way.
That is
but
okay.
I do see things in my mind. You know how some people like can't picture things at all?
Yeah.
Like when they think of an apple, they can't see an apple. I can see an apple.
What color is it?
It's big and it's got fangs. It's red.
It has fangs?
Yeah, it's like a vampire.
Okay. A creepy apple. Anyway, but yeah, we both really liked it. You added it to your collection of sleep movies.
I did. It was in the
rotation.
Yep, write that down.
Start saying roto instead of rotation.
Eddie does it, and Eddie's pretty cool.
It
was a comforting way to go to sleep each night. You know, just having that. We've talked about my sleep movies before. We'll talk about them again. But yeah, this was it was in there. And it was a great time in our lives. And it's fun to go back and revisit it.
With that, we get to know The Little Prince, parenthetical, film.
Parenthetical, 2015.
Wow, that's a lot of parentheses.
Yeah, when the parentheses are right next to each other.
They eat each other. It's crazy. I'm like, whoa, is this math?
Oh, God.
I know. Oh, I just gave myself heart pain.
But I do like the way it looks.
All right. Getting to know each other. Bam.
Do you really think I'm worth Academy material?
You will be by the end of the summer because I've designed a plan. Oh, right on time. I call it your life plan.
Life plan?
Life plan. We're not leaving anything to chance. Everything's here, oriented top to bottom, left to right. Let's take a closer look. The minute of the hour of the day of the week of the month of the year of your life. Everything. Got it?
Yo, what up? This is future Eddie, future Kayla, future Buddy. Going back, taking a step into the past and coming with a little update. In editing this episode, I kind of realized and had a brain blast going to work the other day that we kind of didn't talk about something that was very important to us and something that we do love about The Little Prince that we didn't talk about it in episode 1.
Yeah.
So we may as well correct it here in episode 2.
Well, we have the chance before
we have technology.
before the opportunity passes us by.
Yeah, before you all hear it and then it's like this and that. But anyways, it was just kind of like, I don't know. Sometimes it's hard in the moment to peel behind the layers and give you a peek behind the scenes, BTS. Sometimes it's hard in the moment to get to everything.
Yes.
And I was saying it's like hard just because I'm like, go, 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 go. And then you miss some stuff. So this is our opportunity. We have technology again, and we have hindsight, and it's not out yet, but it's out for you. We felt like we needed to talk about just how, like, with this whole grown-ups versus children thing, that's such a huge theme in The Little Prince. And we didn't talk about the fact that, like, how do we keep that child alive in ourselves? Because it is something that's very important to us. And we legitimately were having this conversation. We're like, save it and put it in the podcast.
Shut up.
You know, we have this thing because we record our voice. It's just we should never talk off podcasts.
Right? ABR.
Always be recording. That's it. But just this conversation of like, because obviously Antoine valued children and the way children think and the passion that children have in their lives so much. And that's something that we as adults, as grown-ups, at least Kayla and I, and hopefully a bunch of you still keep that child alive within yourself. Because that's ultimately, I think, one of Antoine's biggest points.
Yes.
Is that even though, I mean, we'll get to it later in this episode, but growing up isn't the problem. Forgetting is forgetting that child and forgetting the things that child loved. So we just kind of want to talk about the ways that, like, because I like to think, even though it's kind of funny to say, and a lot of people would call it as a knock, but I like to think that in a lot of ways I am childish, and I like those parts about myself because it makes me feel, what I was trying to say earlier was that, you know, in my life, and for good reason sometimes, my mother would be like, you shouldn't be playing so many video games. You know, you shouldn't be doing this. Video games are childish. You don't need to be doing that as an adult and this and that. But it just kind of felt like, but this is like what I love. This is what like a young Eddie loved. It like filled me with so much joy and so much wonder. It's like, oh, I can step into these worlds and have this. And one day, you know, I think I alluded to it in our Nintendo 64 episode. And one day we'll do the Super Mario 64 episode. But it was like, I legitimately felt like these, you know, you're a kid. It's like, these people are my friends.
These are my friends.
Like Mario is so important to me, and Yoshi and all this, because like, they were there for me in such a formative time in my life. And I know some people already know, like, get a load of this guy. Mario.
This grown man thinks he's friends with Mario. Fucking loser.
But it's like, I don't know, being able to sit down and have these moments with myself that a young Eddie, you know, little Eddie, would have been like, I hope that as an adult, I still have these things and I still find wonder and still find joy in so many of these things, because it's just for me.
Yeah.
And it just intrinsically makes me happy.
It's funny that you bring all this up because I just had a conversation with my dad about this. And, you know, we were reflecting on our childhoods and stuff as we were, you know, as we've been grieving my grandfather. And he's always been kind of bitter about the fact that they started me in school a bit early. Like, I was the youngest person in my class my entire life. So it was just a lack of maturity, quote unquote. Like, and this is telling on myself a little bit, but apparently at a parent teacher conference in like 3rd grade, my teacher told my parents, they were like, Kayla's great academically, but she still brings stuffed animals to school. And I just would like to tell my third grade teacher, I still have way too many stuffed
Guess
animals.
what,
So,
Mrs. Third grade teacher?
but it's like,
And of course, I have to say it
yeah,
again. Kayla's got her puppet.
I
She brought her
shut
puppet to
up.
school.
Paul and Paulina, put some
Mhm.
respect on them.
Hey, what's up? Would you like
My
to see
name's
my puppet?
Paul. I'm Paulina. Holy shit, why do I still know what voices I use? Anyway,
Because
there are
that
some
child's
things
still alive.
I still will like. I am still drawn to plushes. I've
Sure.
always had this just appeal. They have an appeal to me. And maybe it's because like when I was little, I developed much like you with Mario, I had relationships
My
with
guy.
these little stuffies. And so like they were my confidants when I couldn't like talk to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's something that I still get. Not that I don't have people to talk to now and I'm not comfortable expressing myself, but there's like a
What
little
up?
bit, I don't know, there's something about a comfort object that
Oh,
is
sure.
just so appealing to me and it brings me so much joy. I love, I, much like, the little prince says with the occupation, like it is beautiful and therefore it is like important,
True.
which
True.
is like, I love cute shit. I'm never not gonna love cute stuff.
Right.
And that's just who I am as a person. It's why I have like a cinema roll tattoo on my
Mm-hmm.
hip. Like, I love cute stuff and it
Right.
makes me happy. So why would I want to get rid of that
Oh,
part
yeah.
of myself?
And I mean, I feel like it just, oh my God, there's so many things. I mean, and a lot of it is tied to media. I
Yeah.
mean, when you just think about it and think about like the why we want to share these things and why this stuff was important to us as kids
Mm-hmm.
and why we found that sense of wonder in like movies and TV shows and books and video games and just like restaurants and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And why we always talk about like, oh, Taco Bell used to have so much whimsy and this
Yeah.
and like, and now we've lost so much whimsy and color. It's just like that sense of wonder as a child.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important to keep that alive
Yeah.
because another thing that we were saying was just like, it's also nice to have these things in your life to where it's like not only does it make you feel like a kid again and you're connected to your kid self and you still have that passion and it's nice to know that you have kept that alive
Yeah.
within yourself and it's also like you haven't allowed the world to beat that out of you.
Mm-hmm.
I think in a lot of ways because this whole idea and like why I love still to this day and I mean obviously there's social aspects and there's games that are for adults and stuff but it's like just being able to play my games
Mm-hmm.
and do something that I know is intrinsically and 100% for me and
Yeah.
my enjoyment, it allows me to feel like I'm not one of these grown-ups that only does things of consequence. Like
Mm-hmm.
I have the ability to do things that are for a lot of people unconsequential.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously it's important to me and it is a
Oh,
matter of
trust me,
consequence.
the grief you've been getting over this Resident Evil playthrough. Oh,
My
you
guy.
also, are you okay?
We'll update you right
Okay,
now.
good.
My guy fucking made it. God, I was in there stressed the fuck out. But and how could I doubt the
Leon
goat?
Scott
How could I
Kennedy,
doubt the goat? We back, baby.
he's fine.
And those tight ass shirts.
I thought you said
Leon,
tie dye, and I was like, he's a
no.
hippie? No. Tight
Oh man.
ass.
But it's
Gotcha.
just like, it just makes me feel nice that like I haven't allowed like my whole life isn't just consequence. It's
Yeah.
not just building capital. It's not just go to work, be a cog in a machine, do nothing for myself
Mm-hmm.
because it's important to it's
Yeah.
important to remember.
And it's like kind of bringing it into modernity. And, this is not a unique thought. So many people have been
Oh, sure.
voicing this, especially in recent weeks and months,
Hmm.
of just that joy is rebellion.
It is.
You
You're
like
not gonna, even though
you can
shit
uproot
is
the
hard.
system with a smile on your face.
Oh, yeah. And oftentimes that is what it is. Like
Yeah.
art is rebellion. So many people that say like
Mhm.
keep politics out of X, Y, and Z. It's
Shut
just,
the
but it's
fuck up.
always been that.
Everything
Art
is
has always
political.
been such a pivotal part of
Mhm.
any movement because that's how you communicate a message.
Yep.
And it's just beautiful, it's like to dance what
Mhm.
people have been saying, with like going back to Bad Bunny and
Yeah.
stuff. to like dance in the face of your oppressor to
Yeah.
show like
Reminds me of the
you're
frogs in Portland.
oh
the,
yeah.
the
Well,
inflatable
yeah.
people.
Well, it's just like
Yeah.
no matter how bad it is, and it's pretty
It's
fucking
really
bad, and it
bad.
fucking sucks. And to see, people that look like you, or even if they don't look like you, just people.
Yeah.
To see people out there being treated this way.
Mm-hmm.
But you're never going to rob us of our happiness,
Mm-hmm.
and you're never going to rob us of our joy, and you're never going to rob us of like our community and the people
Absolutely.
that we love and our families and friends. It's just like no matter how bad it is, there's still hope,
Mm-hmm.
there's still light.
There's still things to live for.
And even if you're a grown up, you still have that kid in you who wants to be out.
Mm-hmm. Yay.
Oh man, so I don't know how this is going to transition. It might be a hard cut or something, but yeah, we felt like it was important to drop this little DLC.
You didn't even have to pay
it's
for
free
it.
DLC. Good for you all. But yeah, so we'll go back to the stuff we recorded in the past.
There you go. Past Eddie and Kayla will take over again.
Yeah, but for you, you're Dr. Manhattan. You exist in both. You got the
are
future and the
omniscient.
past
Yeah.
at the same time right now. Isn't that
Wow.
wild? Oh yes, we have those additions of the mother and the daughter / the girl is what she's called.
Mm-hmm.
We have the aviator in here, and of course we have the little prince. We have the fox and stuff. But that's kind of it.
Mostly, yeah.
because most of the other characters are the same, and there's hardly any other things that happen of consequence. Funny enough.
Oh, I see what you did there.
So we're gonna focus on the new stuff.
Yeah.
Which our first new thing is the idea of learning a child learning how to be a kid.
Wait, what do
From
you
who?
mean? An old ass man.
An old man.
AKA the aviator.
Mm-hmm.
But this film adds the chance for the audience and us grown-ups to see how a child's life is pushed in a certain direction and how the pressure of, quote unquote, being a grown-up or growing up can be instilled in a child and skipping childhood, which is so sad.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, and we'll obviously get into it a little bit more. But maybe this is guy on the internet talking, and again, you can write this down and look this up later. But I'm pretty sure I have seen like research, articles, papers, what have you, come out and say that essentially like the childhood phase of people's lives has been shortening over the past few years and decades. In just that, well, for one, the stress of everything going on in the world, but also like societal pressures that come from like social media and like the internet and just again kids wanting to be adults because they see like influencers and they want to be like them and they want to grow up fast and all that. It's just like this idea of being a kid. I mean, you could maybe anecdotally or personally think about maybe a kid, a teen in your life that you may know and think about like the things that they want and what they value. And honestly, a lot of kids nowadays, in my anecdotal experience, definitely feel like they are much older, or at least perceive themselves to be much older than where I was as a kid, where I was just like pure kid and just like I just want to go out and like run around and do fun stuff and just play with my friends and all that stuff, and I just want to be in the moment. Whereas kids now are like, I want to start my YouTube channel at age 6, so that way I can be an influencer, and that way I can, how many subscribers do I have and all that stuff. And it's just like, all right, well, maybe take a second to be a kid.
Have you tried going outside? Kind of cool. I
can
would
be
say.
cool.
But this whole idea that kind of is shaping the girl's identity right now is that she's going to be a good grown up.
Oh, yeah, that's what her mother tells her.
Uh-huh. You're gonna be a great grown up.
Which is wild.
Thanks.
I don't like it.
That's so hard because it inherently makes you, or at least how I think I would have internalized that at her age, would have been like, you're not great right now.
True.
You will eventually be great, but right now you're not up to snuff.
A better version of this we saw on Fallout TV show.
Yes.
where Maximus's father said, "You're a good boy, and one day you're going to be a great man."
Oh.
Because it tells him right now he's doing good, but one day he's also going to be great as a grown up.
Mm-hmm.
God, what a fucking show!
So good.
Maximus, my guy too. I feel myself already like.
Oh boy.
God, that show's so sick. Fallout's sick too. Goddamn.
But staying on theme, I think that this movie adds a lot to the book. I think that I know that might be a hot take. Like there are purists out there that are like,
Well, for everything.
shut up. I think it's a really nice addition that we have a new perspective that we've never had before, and it's from a child's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie does a good job of showing how and why Whimsy, which was like a big word for us last episode, is depleted. And it seems like it's happening faster and faster IRL.
Right.
It's pretty crazy. It's
I mean,
like anecdotally from my own perspective, like I think of these, a few years ago it was way more, hot topic of, these young girls putting on skincare that's made for like 40-year-olds.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing? You don't need a 12-step routine. You need like soap and water and a moisturizer and you're good.
Yeah.
You're 12.
Right.
And it's just so, I don't know. This is old lady standing on a box yelling at the sky, but it's kind of sad that we're so in the modern era, and it started happening with me. I'm like the real tail end of like
a cusp.
I'm a cusp millennial. And so I was right at the age where I joined social media, like late middle school, early high school.
Yeah.
And thank God I wasn't on it earlier because I can only imagine how
That ended up like me.
how like low my self-esteem would be and how I would have such a hard time being authentically myself. Like I'm so grateful for all of my weird things that I did as a kid. Like,
well, that's part of being a kid.
Yeah, I
not?
loved dressing up with my neighbors and like putting on plays for ourselves in like our bedrooms and just being weird and like just silly, strange stuff.
Right.
That is part of our development.
I mean, it is. I mean, it's like when you speak about makeup, and obviously, I'm not too versed on it myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I have seen it said, where on like social media and stuff is like young girls, they need to go through that phase of like
you gotta be ugly.
the shitty like terrible eyeshadow you put on,
yeah,
and
you
like the
need to
shitty
look...
ass like Barbie lipstick or whatever and all that. Like I don't know, go through that and be like, you can look back at that and like, that was funny, but I was figuring stuff out, and I was a kid. And I was just being dumb.
The kids aren't allowed that growing or that learning curve anymore.
No, not anymore.
They have and I was at the cusp of like right when I was getting into makeup, that's when YouTube tutorials started coming out. So I could kind of get an idea.
Yeah.
But it was still very like minimal as opposed to now where the entire market is saturated. Like if you want to know how to do a cut crease at the age of 8, you can fucking do it.
Oh Lord.
And it's like it's just crazy.
But it's also a thing where like and we'll get to it a little bit later, but it's interesting because it's like, yeah, The Little Prince, the book, Antoine obviously wrote it like for grown-ups to like reminisce and think about being a kid and like learn from being a kid. And yet it's like, yeah, only in this movie do we see like how a kid could possibly interpret that.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, she does not react well to multiple sections of this book, especially the way that it ends. But it makes sense because like, as we'll get to, like kids see the world differently.
Yeah.
So they're not always going to read The Little Prince and hear it and be like, oh, that's beautiful.
They're
going to be like, what
the hell? Yeah, why'd you do this to me?
How'd you learn how to talk like that?
But something that the little girl lacks is like this inherent just like willingness to just be free. To be cringe is to be free. How many times do I have to say it? Like there's such a freedom in being what's the opposite of self-conscious?
Having
Confident.
self-confidence.
You can tell where I'm at on that
Oh.
journey. What's that called? But she just kind of like academically, she's
Hmm.
pretty confident, but in every other facet of herself, she has no idea who she is.
Well, yeah, she's just like a student. She's just like book smart, and that's it. And where the street smarts at?
Yeah.
What
Well,
are you supposed to do?
she has no passions.
No, and seemingly no friends, and
Yeah.
like nothing other
She's
than like
very isolated.
studying to be a grown up.
She doesn't have anything that like lights her fire.
And let me tell you, and I know we've said it before, but it's like we here at Sho-Dependent, we absolutely love, and something we say to each other all the time. For one, is like people are good at things,
Oh yeah.
and it's so cool to see people be good at things
Mhm.
because we absolutely love when people are passionate about something, anything, because it's like, oh my god, it's like La La Land, where
Mhm.
it's like where Emma Stone's character, sorry, Mia, I'm forgetting things. She's telling Seb, like, people will go to the club because you're passionate about it, and
Yeah.
people love what people are passionate about.
It's true.
And it's like, yes, that's what we should all find our passions and pursue them and never shut up about them and talk about them. And right now, this little girl doesn't have this
Yeah.
right now. And you can see the way the old man is able to, the aviator is able to, again, sort of teach her how to be a kid
Yeah, he facilitates that really
and
well.
show her how cool it is to be passionate about
Mhm.
something, or someone else, maybe a friend.
Yeah.
Right?
It's really cool because like I have a guest that I just thought of because talking about passions and stuff, like she is kind of living like the little prince in my mind. Like she is still like tethered to this earth. Don't get me wrong. Like she is not a free spirit. Like no, like she lives in the world, but she's doing a really cool thing. She's a flower farmer. She said,
Amazing.
I love flowers. I want to work with them and make that my job. And she was on my table the other day and I was giving her her facial and she was just so giddy. Like her eyes kept like flashing open because she was like, oh my God, like I got new varieties of my dahlias and I'm so excited to see them bloom. And like, I told her, I was like, I just want to let you know, like, it makes me so happy to like see you excited about this. And like,
Mhm.
I think it's so cool when people are passionate and driven and just excited about anything. That's why, like, kind of to pivot a little bit, like, it's so funny to see, like, we have a complicated relationship with furries. But I genuinely like do get excited when they see each other in the wild because it's just like instant with their tails and
At the local mall,
at the local mall. But no,
otherwise known as the Wild.
I think it's exciting because and I think what makes not, I'm not part of the furry community, but something that makes it so exciting is being able to see a pin on somebody's backpack
Oh,
or
sure.
like a keychain and just be like,
Community.
that person and I already have a foundation laid together.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to like find people who are exuberant and excited about
Mhm.
something that they're doing.
Like the aviator is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and let's just take a second to say, for one, the animation in this is amazing.
Oh
It's
my
super
God.
beautifully animated.
Mhm.
The main like IRL human sections are like 3D animation,
Yeah. And they
kind
look
of
fine.
standard
They're
stuff, and it looks
good.
good. I like the design of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But where it really stands out is
Oh.
where the aviator is telling the girl the story of the Little Prince,
Mm-hmm.
and it's animated in like a paper mache stop
Mm-hmm.
motion animation. It's absolutely beautiful. It
Mm-hmm.
is literally like a book come to life.
It's so
It's
cool.
so
The
whimsical, dare we
texture is
say.
so I don't know, you can like feel it through the
Hmm.
screen. I don't know. I can't explain it. It reminds me a little bit, and I think we've talked about it before, Deathly Hollows
Oh,
with the animated sequence in
that shit
that.
was sick.
It's really
That was
cool.
sick. I don't know if we have talked about it, but if we, and I mean, I think it does behoove us to do a series on Harry Potter, even though
Yeah.
it's so dense with controversy, and all this stuff at this point.
Mm-hmm. Don't say
And
it like that.
you know, spoiler alert, it was never that big in my life, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely something that has changed,
Oh yeah,
and it's not
absolutely.
the whole point of Show Dependent.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have to add here that we get to see that the aviator in this film is even more like Antoine de Saint-Exupéry in my
Mhm.
mind, because like we said in the first episode, he's the writer and the illustrator. But then we see that he's sharing this story on paper with the original
Yeah.
watercolor paintings. So that's like what the aviator shares with the girl.
Mhm.
So it's essentially, and like in the end, they make it into the book, The
Yeah.
Little Prince. So it's
Mhm.
like this aviator literally is the
Yeah.
author. It may as well be, you know?
Yeah.
So I just think it's just so it's so beautiful. I love that stuff, and there was a moment in it. Again, I'm foreshadowing a lot for the end here, but I had a moment outlining the other day where I was like, "Holy fuck,
It
that's
hit
an
you.
insane choice," and
You said,
it got me
"Whoa."
emotional.
Mhm.
Um, but I also thought it was super cool because when you look at
Yeah.
the pages, even though they read it in English,
Yeah. It's French.
it's written in French, so
Mhm.
it's like the original writing.
It's so cool.
It's fantastic.
I love when art can display itself. I think
Hmm.
that's such a cool motif.
Oh,
I am not singing that correctly, but that song is just in my brain. And it's
fantastic.
all over TikTok apparently.
Yeah, it
So,
is. I had seen it trending, and again, I feel like we mentioned this in the last episode, but that song it's called "Turnaround,"
yeah.
and this score is by Hans Zimmer, which is
No wonder it's makes me cry.
Prestige and all that stuff. But the song is "Turnaround," and it's so catchy, and it's so I don't know, bubblegum and
Nom, nom, nom.
sweetness and exudes like bonding in my mind
Yeah.
of like people spending time together is the way
Mhm.
that this song makes me feel. It's an absolutely beautiful song and it's so fun to sing along with.
Oh yeah. And it's just so lighthearted and it does a good job of kind of setting the tone for what the aviator is trying to bring
Uh-huh.
into the little girl's life.
Mhm.
And like real quick, we need to talk about who voices the
Oh
aviator
yeah,
because
yeah.
holy crap, the casting is perfect.
Mhm. Oh, absolutely. It's an all-star cast of voices and Jeff Bridges is an absolutely perfect choice for the voice of the aviator.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, Osborne, the director, said it began with Jeff Bridges. He was our first and only choice to play the aviator. So after a great deal of time trying to get to him, I finally got the chance to go to his home in Santa Barbara to talk to him directly. He was blown away by the pitch, and it really put us on the road to assembling the perfect cast. As Bridges recalls, he was instantly drawn to the role of the aviator. Mark gave me this incredible pitch. Brought this suitcase with him, which showed me what the movie was going to be about. We shared the same concern, which was if you simply just move around these iconic characters like the book, it might not do justice to the work. He had this great other story, which treated the book as almost another character in the movie. It's a great way to pay tribute to this classic book, so I was excited and thrilled to be part of it.
Aw, yay. I feel like you can feel his love,
Passion.
his passion for the character in his performance.
Oh, yeah.
Which is funny to say with an animated film because a lot of, you can't see the actual literal actor,
Right.
but you can feel it
You
in
can
their
feel it.
intent.
I mean, that's what makes a good voice actor. I mean,
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
critique that a lot of people have with when movies cast A-list
Yeah.
actors of like, but there's a difference between being a good screen actor and being a voice actor, and it doesn't
100%.
always translate
Mm-mm.
well because sometimes it's just like, well, that's just the guy,
Yeah.
and they have no passion for it. You know what I mean? But yeah, Jeff Bridges is great. You can tell he like loves this character. Sadly, where it goes the opposite way.
Ay.
Which is just because of, the passage of time and it was
Things come to light.
things come to light and, at the time everything was good. His buddy.
No, he's sitting on a zebra. He's been a freak over there. Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
Um, but it's just like, there are a bunch of other well known cast members in this,
Yeah.
like Benicio del Toro is in it. Um, Anthony Gervais,
Paul
which
Rudd.
I don't even know. Yeah, Paul Rudd, my guy. Um, But where sadly it's like where this is where like kind of speaking about with like Harry Potter and alluding to that and all that, is like this is where like the cognitive dissonance I guess is there for
Mhm.
me, and this is where it sucks
Yeah.
because the fox in this film, who I absolutely love,
Oh my
and I love
god.
the way that this actor portrays him, and his voice I think is perfect for it. And it legitimately, going back to my whole book thing, like when I picture the fox, like when we read it, I literally hear this man's voice
Yes.
as the fox in my head because I just think it's like so
Yeah,
perfectly
it's pretty
done.
spot on.
But unfortunately, the fox is voiced by James Franco, who,
Yikes.
and again, I'm not fully versed
Yeah.
in, but I know that he has allegations, um, that women have levied against him, and that he was just, like creepy, and I think beyond that,
Mhm.
to a certain extent. But it's just like, damn, if he's not like I said,
Mhm.
perfectly mysterious, perfectly comforting and inviting as the fox. I just love the way he delivers those lines where he's like, and we played a clip for you in this episode, but
Yeah.
when he's like, I cannot go with you. I'm not tamed. And just the way he's like so coy and like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's a sneaky
And
little
he,
fox.
and it's just so, God.
Yeah. I
And,
don't
and I
know.
think we played it in the last episode in one of our sound clips, but where he's just like, what's important is invisible to the eye and all that. It's
Mhm.
just so comforting
Yeah.
and so
It
knowledgeable.
reminds me a lot, and funny enough, the tone reminds me a lot of Fantastic Mr. Fox. It's like this
Yeah, yeah.
very like earthy, natural
Mm-hmm.
um cadence, and
Right.
I don't know. He nails it.
He does.
Unfortunately, you gotta hand it to him.
Oh God. In this
I'm
one
kidding.
very
Yes,
specific
this is the only thing.
you gotta
Everything
hand it to
else
him.
is a no.
But that's like my favorite part of the film. It was my favorite part of the book. But Kayla
Yeah,
has a
I
different
do. My favorite, I think. I don't know. It's really hard. It's probably like one of the standout moments to me, at least this time around watching it, was watching the there's the parachute scene. And
the big parachute,
yeah,
the
it's
colorful one.
yeah. But the aviator, I think they accidentally like release the emergency parachute out
Yeah.
of the crashed or the broken down plane in his backyard.
Yep.
And then she's like, "Oh my god." And he's like, "No, no, no, wait." And then they let the parachute like fall over themselves.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is such a nostalgic, beautiful thing that she's never experienced. Like when
Yeah.
I think about elementary school, like I can like smell the parachute
Parachute
and like
day.
playing with it and like sitting underneath it like a mushroom kind of shape.
When you all go under at the same time.
And you sit on it so it traps the air. It's so cool and it's just like such a beautiful thing.
And I think it's for us and our generation, like that just in a way perfectly encapsulates being a kid,
Yeah.
because it's like, and I know so many people say it, the millennials and all that, but it really does feel like it was just we still had the capability to be wowed by simple things.
Yes.
Because we talked about it, I think, in a Christmas Story episode, where
Mm-hmm.
like back in the day, kids would get like toys that were just like a blimp
You're
or
like,
this or that, and like that toy
wow,
sucks
that's
ass.
fine.
Yeah, it's like this toy sucks, but
uh,
kids would be wowed by the most simple things because it's like, here's this novelty, here's this toy,
yeah.
and I can use my imagination and I
Much
can run with
like
it.
much like a sheep in a box.
Very nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just kind of, I think it perfectly encapsulates that sense of like wonder and still being wowed by the
Yeah.
simple things in life and simple pleasures of like you and your classmates doing this thing that's a novelty because you don't do it every day.
Yeah. And it's just like I don't know, there's something really I don't know, I don't want to say like symbolic, but it kind of is because this parachute is like it is essentially like childhood incarnate and it
Mm,
envelops them physically together. They get to like share this wonder and it's
I like it.
it's something that they get to like it kind of helps start their journey together
Mm,
is like laying this common ground of being like whatever you've gone through and we've all lived different lives but we can connect in this space together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so sweet. I don't know why it stuck out so hard, but I think it's cute.
It is.
It's an innocent, beautiful thing to get to experience, those pops of literal color and joy
Right.
when she went from her gray world to the colorful masterpiece and
That
cluttered mess. And the aviator is a self-proclaimed hoarder. So
got a lot
he
of stuff
reminds me
going
a
on.
lot of, not of my late grandfather, but my mom's dad.
The other grandfather.
Yeah.
Man loves singing a song.
Yes, he does.
But and funny enough, maybe in that way we'll connect it IRL. That's something that makes him feel a little young. He's got
Yes.
his little quirks and he always singing a little tune. Because guess what?
But
Growing up is not the problem.
what do you mean?
Forgetting is.
Forgetting is.
And here,
Oh,
sadly, we took a turn.
God damn it.
As
Why are you
most things
doing
do.
this?
As most things do. But in the film, as in the book, it's almost time for the aviator to go, just like the Little Prince.
Stop it.
And let's just say, going back to that thing that I said we'll get to in a little bit, we're getting to it right now. So when you wrote down that note of like, when will they return to this? Will they ever return to this?
Uh-huh.
Well, like a professional podcaster often doesn't do, we are actually going back to that note.
Wow.
And she, the girl, reacts very poorly to the end of the book, The Little Prince. And why do you think that is?
I feel like it honestly comes back to a lack of control for her, because her entire life she's had to, she's been in control of her environment. Her mom has allowed her to, plan every second of every day and have this, security in that of knowing exactly what to expect. Things go according to plan, going to schedule. And then when she's confronted with the end of the Little Prince and he dies, like essentially, right?
Essentially.
She becomes absolutely inconsolable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she feels, and this is what it made me emotional on the rewatch, because she didn't feel like a lot of her fears are in being abandoned.
Sure.
I feel like so much of her life she's spent alone.
Yeah.
Even though she has her mom, even that relationship feels a little hollow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, mom's at work and hardly there. And
well, and then she develops this relationship with the aviator and in turn the Little Prince, and to have that, like, to have the character of the Little Prince like taken away from her is just, it's life shaking. She also really doesn't like the insecurity of the resolution of that book, because in the Little Prince we just have to believe that he made it back to his rose and he's happy and safe wherever, back on
which is something that, we talked about, and like you didn't like the interpretation of the fact that like he had to die and do all that, because it's kind of like it kind of robs us of that optimism, of that belief of like the aviator said, like he likes to believe that the Little Prince is still out there and he made it to his rose, but we don't know. And I think going back to like the way a kid would read this and take this is like, for children, a lot of things are literal. So it's hard to have that belief of like, he is out there.
Yeah.
So you can kind of understand how a child, first time reading this, being like, what? What do you mean? And then like not being able to be like, no, I can't accept that this is like
things
open to interpretation.
They can't exist in the gray.
Yeah, there has to be a real answer.
Yeah.
There has to be an answer. And kids are often that way.
How do you feel about the ending of the book? Like I
always look at me, I'm an optimist. I always took it as a very sweet ending.
Yeah.
Myself personally, I choose to believe that he did make it back to his rose.
Yeah.
And whether that is with that new fact of like whether that is in death or not, I didn't really like take it as like, because the book's very like metaphorical and all this and that. Which obviously I can see how it's like, oh, well, he got bit by a snake. What did you think happened? But
You
at
idiot.
the same time, I'm like, I don't know. This kid's floating through asteroids and this and
Yeah.
that. So I was just like, I don't
There's
know.
some plausible
I
deniability there.
definitely
Yeah.
believed like he made it back because this was his journey to make, and the aviator will see him again soon, and
Yeah.
he's holding out hope that his friend is still there. I'm very romantic and optimist in that way of like, yeah, they have to see each other again because if they don't, that's not how I like the world to work.
Yeah. Then you're a bully and I want you to stop
That's
talking.
super mean of you.
Yeah, very disrespectful. Yeah, no, I find it's hard because this book is it's really about grief in a lot of
Mm.
ways, and it's crazy to think that this book that's been, one of the most widely published and translated stories is so utterly sad
Yeah.
if you choose to embody it that way. um no, but it is devastating to like lose someone,
It
and
is.
the aviator is kind of comfortable with that because he knows that it's not a permanent state of being.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just sweet. I don't know. It's very upsetting, but also very comforting at the same
Right.
time.
And this sort of like in turn kicks off this fantastical journey because for one, the aviator, it's like he's old. So he unfortunately has to go to the hospital
He's
and
gonna die.
it's not looking good for
Yeah.
the aviator. And the girl's like, he needs the little prince. She didn't like the way the book ends. She's like,
Mhm.
we have to go find the little prince
Yeah,
because
we
he's out
actually have
there.
to find him.
We have to know for sure. The aviator's like, that's not how that works. Goes to the hospital. The girl's like, I need to go.
Mm.
She goes and like finds the airplane, is able to make it work, and it's this fancy, ridiculous, super cartoony way that it
Oh yeah.
starts up and flies. And at this moment, the fox plushie that she's had this whole time starts moving around on its own, and we're firmly like in the realm, I'll say, of the Little Prince,
Yeah, the
where
make believe
the
kind
make
of.
believe and your imagination, and it's where she goes off on this journey, and it's like the last bit because this is like obviously all this stuff with the girl and all that is brand new for the film, but
Yeah.
this is going beyond the end of the book where we get an extended ending where we see kind of what did happen to the little prince.
Yeah.
Did he make it back to his rose or not?
But before she even gets to like where she's going, in order to escape the like city that she lives in,
Mm-hmm.
she literally has to soar over Worth Academy,
Yeah.
which is so beautiful and metaphorical, and I love it so much. Like she's like, "Fuck you, societal expectations. I'm gonna go above and beyond
I'm gonna go
whatever
do
you
this
expect of me."
this wild thing.
Oh, it's so cool. Um, but the fox is just amazing.
The
He's
fox is
so
perfect.
he honestly like makes so much of like the last third of this movie
Oh yeah.
because I'm just like, God, he's so cute. I love him so much. Look at this little plush.
Right. And he doesn't speak, so he
No.
does everything like almost slapstick,
Yeah,
almost
like
like
pantomime.
yeah, like on the stage and all that. So he's just like perfectly done, and he has like funny abilities because he's both very strong and like very squishy because he is like a plush.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, you love the part where
Uh-huh. With he picks up a bowling ball.
how does
So
he do that?
imagine a tiny little like it's less than a foot tall. Like
Yeah.
this is a tiny plush. Picks up a bowling ball and he just drops it on like a bunch of computer
Yeah, buttons
terminal
and
stuff.
shit.
Yeah. And-
It's very funny. And then in turn, I love the part where it's like the opposite because we
Yeah.
see, because it reminds us of like, yeah, he just did this, but also he's still a plush.
Yeah.
Because they go to like this business planet where it's like,
Business.
and we sort of skipped over them in the last episode. We only really talked about the lamplighter, but the little prince goes to all these little planets and like meets like annoying grown-ups. And on one of them
Yep.
is like a businessman who's like counting the stars because he believes he owns them. And in this, he's like head of this planet. And we see like the conceited man is a cop on this planet, which I wonder
Wow.
if that means something. And like the king is like king of the elevator on the planet.
Yep.
Another thing was like, I wonder. But there's a part where they're like, they're in an argument and they got to get away from these people. And the fox plush is like, before we leave, I gotta hurt this guy.
Uh-huh.
So he like looks up at him and looks down at his foot and stomps on his foot, and it doesn't do
Nothing
anything.
happens.
He just like bounces off essentially, and then he runs off like, yeah, that'll show him. It's cute as hell. It's very cartoony and comedic, and we love that stuff.
Yeah, but it's crazy. So the spoiler alert, the little girl ends up finding the little prince.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he's been changed into
Mr. Prince.
Paul Rudd.
No, well, I mean, I'm not going to complain about that.
Oh my.
I think he's cute.
Oh, thank you.
No, but like, it's really kind of sad to see him as like a young adult.
Yeah, it sucks.
He looks depressed.
He's not having a good.
No, he has essentially, and this is so well written because the little prince, we find out, was like essentially brainwashed at Worth Academy, and he has forgotten a bunch of stuff, especially like including the aviator and
his sheep and his rose.
his rose, all of that. He has forgotten, and he ends up on this business planet. And guess what? He's a shitty adult.
No.
He cannot hold a single job down.
What have they done to my boy?
They have massacred him and made him.
They massacred my boy.
They made him a modern chimney sweep.
Oh,
They said, "We cannot tolerate you. You are an undesirable. Go to the roof."
Yeah.
And he's
weird.
not even good at that.
Right? Yeah, it's a weird thing that
It's because he's not being authentic to himself.
Yeah, he's not passionate about
That's
this.
why
He's
he's
like, oh
struggling.
my God. Am I Mr. Prince?
Yes, honey, you are.
I feel that way.
Yeah.
It sucks because you're right. It is the authenticity of like, yeah, he's been brainwashed to forget all these things that he cared about. And now, opposite of what the girl was being set up for, where she was going to be a great grown up, Little Prince sucks at being a grown up.
He's really bad at it. He's been fired from every single position he has held. And it's sad because he feels like his worth is tied to his success.
Right. And tied to his job. And like he has to impress the boss. So he like takes the girl to the boss and it's like, oh, did I do good? And it's like, oh, all that. But it kind of, we see the scene of the businessman. They have the stars trapped.
Which is so sad.
Which is wild because stars are beautiful and whimsical and they're not supposed to be in
They're not supposed to be in a tank.
But this man says that anything not useful is a waste of time, talking about the stars, and they make the stars something that is inessential into something that is essential, and he makes the stars into paper clips so they could be useful, and that sucks ass.
I was so upset. I said, what? No.
But they use the stars and they use this and like break them out and use them as like a jumping off point. And at this point, she's successfully convinced like the little prince, like, or Mr. Prince, that there's more to this.
Yeah.
And he kind of gradually starts remembering that, hey, I was supposed to go see my Rose and like, this isn't all that life is about.
He's deprogramming him.
Deprogramming this man. And I like the line that the little girl says when they're like flying away. Because she says,
I will grow up, but I won't be a grown up like you.
And right away I was like, put on motherfucking Good Charlotte right here. They want to be you.
Like you. Hilarious.
But it's true because it's like, yeah, you can grow up, but you can be a good grown up. You can be a great man.
Yeah.
You can be good to other people and have your passions and like care about others and do all these other fun things and care about your Rose.
Yeah. I just think it's really interesting that we get to see this side of the Little Prince because it goes to show that this can happen to anyone. Even the embodiment of like whimsy and hope and like life can put you fucking down. And it can make you just into a completely different person.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he hardly seems like the same person. And it really does go back to that thing. Our title of it is like growing up isn't the problem, forgetting is.
Mm.
Because like the reason he didn't have passion in his life is because he forgot what he was passionate about.
Yeah, what made him happy.
Which sucks, equating it to real life when it's like when you grow up, there are things that you just have to do, right?
Yeah.
Matters of consequence. But they can make you forget what it was like to be a kid
Mm.
and make you forget about like the things you really cared about and your passions. And in some ways, unfortunately, life can beat you down and take that passion away to where you are like Mr. Prince, where you're just like, oh, geez, I got to make it and do these things. I don't really know why, and I don't feel great about it, and it
But I'm doing it.
doesn't make me feel alive. But this is what I have to do because I gotta impress whoever and do this or
Mhm.
that. So yeah, I mean, it is a testament to like it can happen to anyone. But this movie and this book is reminding you that like, hey, those things you cared about, you still can, and they're still important.
Yeah.
You just have to remember how important they
Oh.
are.
And this is when it they the girl and the little prince and the fox, obviously adorable, and he needs to be there.
Right.
They end up going to the little prince's asteroid,
Oh boy.
which is super fucking sad.
Well, we get an answer though.
We do get a resolution. We get an answer of what happened to the little prince's rose.
Hmm.
His planet was destroyed and decimated by the baobabs,
Mm-hmm.
and the rose is underneath the glass. What was that thing called? Just under the glass. I'll just
There
say
you go.
glass. I know it has a name, but I forgot. Um, and when the little prince goes to take the glass off, the rose turns to dust. Like
Yeah.
she's gone.
He's wilted and, you know?
Oh, and the little girl has a breakdown. She's like, this is not how this was supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
You were supposed to be together. You love your rose. This isn't okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she's, falling to pieces. Like she's moved like heaven and earth to get an answer, and it's still not
Mm-hmm.
good enough.
And she also says, sadly enough, in this, when she's like, you know, like this is the way it was supposed to be, and reality's hitting her, she's also like, I'm gonna lose him.
Yep.
She says
I'm
she
gonna
says
lose the
that the
aviator.
aviator's, he's gonna die,
Yep.
and she's not gonna have him anymore. And it's just kind of like this grand moment of like, ah, shit, maybe
Mm.
life doesn't work out the
Yeah.
way you expect or the way it's supposed to in the books.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole problem, right? Is she was upset with the ending of the book.
Yeah. And
She was
then
like, no,
she's
that's not how this is supposed to be.
like, well, I guess this is the ending.
Damn,
Fuck.
I guess they were onto something.
Damn. But we get, funny enough, the little girl actually literally sees the light
Mm,
and gets to understand what it was that the aviator was trying to teach her all along.
because
Yeah, go ahead.
they look out on like this rising sun, which the little prince loves sunsets, but here we get a sunrise, and with it comes this vision of the rose. And Mr. Prince sees his rose again in the sunrise,
Oh.
and he's like, "Oh, I remember, and I can feel her, and I can feel this again." And the little girl suddenly realizes and looks, and he's the little prince again.
He became his little self again.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Mr. Prince anymore.
Nope.
Oh, and he's
Because
just
his
so
inner child,
cute.
his passion is awakened again.
He's so cute. And he remembers what the fox said.
Mm-hmm.
And they get to have their moment together.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then she's finally like, I get it. Even though she's gone, she's not. The
She's
love
not
you guys
gone.
still have. The love you have is going to be there forever.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she gets a resolution and she kind of comes to peace with it.
Yeah.
And then she ends up making her way back to home, and she gets to visit the aviator in the hospital, and
Mm-hmm.
they have their relationship, and then it's alluded that time passes, and the aviator has died.
I'm gonna back us up a little
Yeah,
bit
go
because
ahead.
for one, I do think it's kind of interesting that even though this movie adds on to and extends it, and we sort of get an answer, ultimately the final answer is the same answer that the book gave us,
Yeah.
in that the belief is the important part.
Yeah.
You know, what is important, what is essential is invisible to the eye. It's the belief that they're still with you, your belief that you'll see your rose again,
Yeah.
wherever your rose is or whatever the situation is.
And the little prince tells her not to forget.
Oh yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Oh.
And she says she won't, but right before, because I do just have to say, we gotta complete those plot points
Oh,
again. We
yeah.
set them up. She puts the pages together and makes the Little Prince book and gives it to the aviator, like, hey, you wrote this. And I also think it's very, in classic fashion, the mom kind of realizes the errors of her ways.
Yeah. She's
And,
like, oh, this man wasn't crazy. He was
right.
actually like, he's a sweet person that
And
cares
he's
about my daughter.
very
And
helpful. And so she like mouths, she doesn't say it out loud, but she mouths like, thank you to the aviator. And he's like, fuck yeah, he gives her, doesn't actually, but he essentially gives her like the big thumbs up, like,
Uh-huh.
of course. And then we get into the big final ending, because the aviator unfortunately does pass away.
Yeah.
We
He
we
was
knew it was
old.
coming. He, as does happen when people get old.
Mm.
But we see that the mother and the daughter are out stargazing together, and seeing that
Aw.
life has gotten better, and they've got a better understanding of each other and what each other needs and wants and all that. And we kind of see like the final page of the book, like
Oh, yeah.
superimposed, we see it and all that, and then we lift up to the stars because they're stargazing, and the last beautiful moment, we get to hear, God damn it.
Ah. The aviator and the little prince are laughing together.
Oh, and it's
Ooh.
so sweet because, and,
Ah.
I- and, I'll, and I'll say this little fun fact right here.
Ah.
So the voice of the little prince in this is the actual son of the director, Mark Osborne.
Ah.
And they
So
originally,
cute.
oh, he's got a great, I mean, he's a
Ah.
kid. He was like a kid.
Perfect.
But they originally also had the girl be voiced by the director's daughter. But unfortunately, like, her voice changed too much by the time they actually filmed this and did all that. So they changed it to the Twilight actor.
Mm-hmm.
But the voice stayed the same because they pretty much said they couldn't find anyone who did it better because his voice was just
Oh.
perfect. And I think it's again, it's so beautiful to hear like an actual child
Yeah.
laughing with like an old man. And
Mm.
Jeff Bridges has such a beautiful laugh.
Oh, it's so
that
good.
It's just like, and again, like you said, testament to Jeff Bridges. Like, you can feel like he's truly happy. And I don't know, I like to picture them in the booth, and they were probably actually laughing with each other. And now they have that moment, forever
Uh-huh.
in film. It's just a beautiful moment. And I'm already, I got the tears and I'm already struggling. But I'll cap this off by saying this is the revelation that I alluded to, which I don't know how I don't think of this, but sometimes it's hard.
Sometimes his dumb little man brain just
That's
make the
that's why
connection.
I'm saying y'all got to take your notes so you don't forget, so
Mm-hmm.
you can remember these things. Is that I had the revelation during the outlining of this that made me tear up, and of how beautiful this thought was that at the very end, when we see the stars and we hear the aviator and the little prince laughing, like we said in the end of our first episode, like that's Antoine de Saint-Exupéry and his little prince. Actually, they're out there, and we
Yep.
actually get to see that, like, because in this movie he's very clearly the aviator,
Yes.
and we get to see that, yeah, he IRL, he disappeared into the stars, but he's there and he's with his little prince, and they'll forever be together. And it was just killing me because I was like, "Fuck, these people were cooking.
Like, God damn
That's
it.
crazy." But that's so
What'd you
sweet.
do to
That's
me?
so sweet.
Yeah, it's fabulous. And the perfect ending to this film.
It is.
God.
It is. It is.
Oh, so Probably DTR.
Let's finally get the one big DTR
Yeah.
because we kind of did in the last one,
Yeah.
but we had more important things to talk about
Yeah.
at the end of the last one. But let's do DTR for this movie and the Little Prince as a whole. I think.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Please tell the aviator I remember him. I will. Don't forget. I won't. I won't forget any of it. I promise.
It's got to be Sho-Dependent.
Uh-huh.
You're not surprised. I think both the book and this film, they're perfect pairings. Like you said, I do think that this film adds to the book.
Yeah.
It adds a fresh perspective, and it adds beautiful animation and beautiful visuals and great great voice cast, great voice acting, a beautiful ending that we actually get to hear and see. I just think the Little Prince is so special to me and to us and our relationship, and as an extension, of the relationship with Buddy, and like just like I don't know, it's like I think it's part of our family and it's important to us. What a beautiful story that is so purely of Antoine de
Mm-hmm.
Saint-Exupéry that it's so filled with parts of his life, and in ways it's kind of almost autobiographical, but it's also optimistic, and it's simple, but yet it's so dense with metaphor and meaning. And I ultimately just think I really love the message, and that's something that I have always wanted to keep in my life is my passions and my love of connecting with other people and making memories and ultimately just being happy. And I think that this movie and book reminds us that in order to be happy, you have to pursue the things you're passionate about. And you have to do it like the Little Prince does. You have to do it like wholeheartedly and without fear and belief that it's all going to work out. So this book, this movie, they're special to me. I love the song in the movie. I love the Fox plush. I love the voice acting, even if one of the guys isn't the best guy. But man, oh man, I just both of these are special to me, and I'm always gonna want to read them and watch this movie and talk about it.
Show-dependent. I don't know. I feel like I've said so much, and I feel like this is a piece of media. Like, I don't know. I see the book and the film just intertwined so much that it's kind of hard to treat them as separate things. Obviously, they are,
Sure.
but I don't know. I feel like they both offer different things, but at the end the message is the same, and that message is that love is never lost.
Hmm.
And it's um a beautiful human story, and it's something that I think a lot of people would benefit from remembering.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I don't remember if I brought it up last episode. I don't think I did, but I recently had a guest who got a Little Prince tattoo,
Oh yeah.
and it's on her forearm, and I was doing like the hand and arm massage, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I was like, you were supposed to see me today. We needed to talk about this together. And it's just like that just goes to show like the staying power, and like there's a reason that this book has become like canonized in every like culture and
Yeah.
like language. It is a beautiful tale of love and friendship and loss, and it does it in such a concise way that you can get something out of this. And I read this, like reading the book this time and watching the movie this time was a much different experience than it was 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's always a good kind of litmus test for what good media is you can interact with it at different points in your life, and it will always feel important to you somehow. No
Yeah.
matter, if you're just reading it from like a more childlike stance of like not interpreting metaphor and all of that, just being like,
Yeah.
this is a silly story about a little dude. But then being an adult and being able to like, decode all of the symbolism and everything. And I don't know, like now, especially like granted the timing that we had watching and rereading this book with the passing of my grandfather, it's just like, of course I'm show dependent. This has been a huge source of like comfort for me. And I may not believe in the same kind of afterlife that my grandpa did,
Mm-hmm.
but I do believe that we'll be together again in some capacity, whatever that might be.
There you go.
Whether it's a sunset or in the stars or some version of heaven, as long as, our loved ones are still with us. That's all I really care about.
All right.
Yay, we did it. And I
We
didn't
did it.
sob uncontrollably.
Yay!
Hooray! Proud of you, buddy.
You're stronger than I.
Yeah. Just right now.
Oh boy. Well, friends, that was that.
And this is this.
Thank you once again for joining us on another two-parter. I honestly really do love taking extra time to do these, and like we said, more two-parters, more multi-part episodes I think are coming. Because we're realizing, hey, we do have a lot to say about things. And it's fun to actually take the time to let it breathe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you liked any part of what you heard in this one, if you liked any part of the first half and hopefully enjoyed both, then please do us a favor and follow, download, and spread the word. Go to YouTube, leave a comment, subscribe.
Say anything. Say hi. Say
Mhm.
meow.
Uh-huh.
Say don't forget. I don't know.
Exactly.
Whatever
Yeah,
you want.
little, maybe ominous little messages like that,
And a little emoji. Hey, don't forget sounds both comforting and a little threatening.
Well, it depends. Is there an ellipses at the end of it?
Don't forget.
Because at that point, that's threatening. But also, leave a rating and review. As we've said before, I mean, these are all free ways to help us out. Of course, there's monetary ways you could help us out.
I like money because it lets us do things.
But at first, it'd be nice to just get any other,
Support.
support and see that y'all are out there.
Mm-hmm. Bonjour.
There you go.
Say, I don't know how to say hello in German.
I don't know.
Sorry, we have an international audience, and I feel like I don't know how to speak any of your languages.
International bud.
International bud.
He's the sweetest boy. But wherever you are in this world, or
maybe in the stars,
we hope that you can possibly share this with your loved ones, share this with your, of course, your whole cast of characters,
mm-hmm.
your aviators, your little princes, your fox plushes.
Oh, fantastic.
Tell them they can find the Sho-Dependent podcast wherever they listen to podcasts. Talking about Apple, Google, YouTube, all those things, Amazon. If you want to follow the podcast itself, it's at Instagram, it's at TikTok, at Sho-Dependent Pod. That is at SHO Dependent Pod. If you want to follow myself, it's at Victor V. Sweet on Twitch. I actually did stream again, did some Resident Evil Requiems out there and hoping to get more stuff going.
You're telling me the channel isn't dead?
It's not dead. And as a matter of fact, there might be a second channel happening too because
Ooh.
other things are in the works, but it's hard because, well, I'm a stupid grown-up who has stupid other things to do.
Things of consequence, apparently.
Matters of consequence that are consequential to someone else more than they are to me.
Oh, God.
Gorgeous, where can you be found?
You can find me practicing my drawing because I don't want to be like the aviator and not give myself the chance.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love the sound of that. Well, this is where we'll leave you, and we hope to see y'all again in the next one, and hope that You took a lot of notes. Keep those notes handy. Keep them nearby. And hold on to that notebook for the next episode as well.
Please.
And thank you.
Thank you.